Welcome back, Golden Gamers. We've got another episode of Radio Melee Off Air for you, and we're joined by none other than, in my opinion, the greatest Melee player on the planet, PPMD, and our other friend Zain, who comes in and is going to give his insights on what's going on in the Melee scene, both in the past and the present. So thank you guys so much for joining us. We hope you enjoy what you see.
Yay!
I got him again, dude. I got him again.
You actually got me. My heart was so delighted.
I wasn't ready. I
did not expect that, dude.
I wasn't ready at all. Well played.
I mean, I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it.
And you want to hear your first bracket at Virginia Tech, which I believe, as far as you said in like interviews and stuff, it was like when you started taking the game more seriously when you were at VT, you would actually practice and stuff.
No, because I wasn't actually planning on getting into Melee when I went to Tech, because I was like, I had played it over the summer, and I was like, all right, this was a nice little phase, but I'm gonna like be an extrovert and join all these clubs. And I remember going on their like club site. And like I saw like ping pong, I was like, yeah, I'll join that. And I saw like chess club, I was like, I don't play chess, but I'll join that. Yeah, it was just all.
You joined the chess club?
I didn't. I never went because then I saw Smash Club and I went, oh no.
Oh no.
And then I literally went to the first meeting and that's all I did.
Wait, Zain, because it sounds like the way you're selling it, it sounds like, yeah, there's just no way I'm gonna play Melee. All I want to do is like go out and really live this experience.
Right.
So, what, like, I guess it's kind of weird, like, listening to it. Like, it sounds like you were just so committed against it, but your mind got changed really easily. Do you find you change your mind often, or did you just really enjoy Melee more than you thought, or what?
I really started enjoying Melee more. I got more of the taste of competition at Tech, which was addicting. And there was one particular moment, I think I've talked to Toph about this, is when, you were there too, PP. It was when I went to one of my first fests at Tech, Epsilon was there, and I think the name he uses on YouTube is Usurper King's Ant.
No.
And
Epsilon Zant, remember him?
Yeah, there was a stream set up there. Or not stream, maybe a stream or it was just recording matches for like clips on YouTube channel. And I'm playing with my friend Scott from Tech, and he comes over and he's like, "Yo, can we get some good players on this setup?" And I was like, "What?" And it just sparked. That was like an impetus for me, where I was like, I need to beat this guy. And I was like, and fast. Like I need to.
And
so
fast.
that was actually like a really big spark for me. And then another big part was just that I was so close with the Virginia Tech students. Like just going to more fests, it was like a lot of camaraderie. Just a really good scene overall of like people who are around the similar skill level and like people you can just go out, get food with, and like do other shit with. It was just really homey.
He's a smart player. Like look at these combos. Hold on.
Yeah, the side B there, man. The knockback was so smart to prevent the DI.
He just got rocked super hard.
That's beans.
Do you feel like people don't money match the same way anymore? I feel like when I was getting good, like money matching people to like have some sense of stakes was like really big.
Yeah,
like it was like practically like people told you like this is like the way to get good. I don't know, anyone who's seen the documentary too, like the whole Korean DJ story.
I adopted it for sure. Like if you ask Hugo, like every tournament that Hugo was at,
really?
Because Hugo would just look at me and just see dollar signs. He told me, and I definitely got utility out of that because for me it's remembering the pace at which top level players are competing at and carrying that with me for when I play like people at Virginia Tech. Is like can I remember how I felt when playing someone like Hug, like the decision making, like how fast paced it was. Like that's very useful to me. But yeah, I'm always shocked. Like not many people are down to money match. Like I
right now.
You want to match me?
Right now.
I'm down.
If we play in bracket, we're gonna put 1,000 on it. 1,000.
Yo! I didn't know that Plup was your favorite player. Is that still your answer? And if so, I'd like to hear more about that because it's the first time I've heard of that.
Me too.
I think it's been a recent thing. When I watched him at Summit versus Cody in particular, and I watched how fast he was moving and like he looked like the best player of that tournament in that moment, and I was just like, Plup is sick. And I've always thought it too. Like he's been one of my favorites. Yeah.
Is there anything in particular he did that really jumped out to you? It's fine if not. I just thought maybe having some context for people might be good.
It was a lot of like shield drop mix-ups. Like he was like fast fall empty land grabbing like Cody, and then his like willingness to like his edge guarding was insane. Also, like his willingness to just like fast fall fair and like some of those. Did you guys watch the set? Like some of the
Yeah.
fast fall fairs that he got were just like super deep, and I hadn't seen Sheik. I think for me, he just like brings Sheik as a character to life, and I always forget that I like Sheik until I watch Plup.
He's so different than
Yeah.
every other Sheik. It's I thought he was gonna honestly until you beat him in winners. I thought he was gonna win that tournament. Just like the way, and I mean, he beat Mango, right? So I was
Right. Yeah.
I was like,
he had a
well,
lot
shit,
of
he beat
momentum.
Mango. Like, yeah, I mean,
Well, it's too bad he's retired to play Nasby now. But hey,
That's
I mean,
great.
that's true.
maybe we'll see him in a year or something. You never know.
That up air is gonna be
There it is! Plup finds the down tilt into the up air, sticking to his guns with Sheik, taking the game 5. Incredible stuff from Panda Global Plup.
Zain, I remember you said on Twitter that there was just some random guy that said that you peaked in the Nickelodeon All-Star game, and then you were like,
yeah,
screw
literally
it, I'm
random
coming
guy.
back. I'm coming back.
Yeah.
Now, that is crazy because it was just it wasn't even like Void. It was just some dude. And
Yeah.
like,
The word peak peeves me, dude.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, one day, whenever it could be 20 years from now, but one day, whenever you step away from the game, someone will be like, "Dude, he peaked." And what are you gonna do? You just gonna come back?
I guess I'll just come back.
You
Yeah.
have to come back. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen the end of Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back? Maybe it's that other movie, Dogma, Ligma. Anyway, whatever. In one of those, when they literally they get the whatever $1 million or whatever, and they spend it by just like flying around the country, and anyone who ever talks shit about them online, they punch them in the face.
That's so funny.
It's so funny. I was really inspired by that scene. You know, like
What
anytime people talk,
inspired you?
just the fact that like they were like, you know what, like the you hear from everyone, the normal thing to do is to like let it slide off you, and like when random strangers on the internet are mean to you, like just ignore it. But I was like, there could be another solution. You could literally just individually, yes, find every single person who's ever been mean to you on the internet, punch them in the face.
Yeah.
And I seek to live my life with that level of pettiness. You know what I mean? I don't want any single person to know that to feel like they got past me.
No, they can't get away with it.
They can't get away with it. I don't care if you got 5 followers, 1 follower. I just want you to know I'm coming for you.
Yeah.
You're gonna see me at your doorstep one day.
We are giving so much power to the YouTube comments of this video.
Yeah, no,
exactly why you
usually
got
I'm
it
pretty
below.
good about blocking it out. But the word peak, oof.
The topic that's fresh in my mind that I'm curious in hearing Zane's take on was like, why was Melee so not stacked at SmashCon? But
That is topical.
it's such a hard pivot. I'd heard a couple rumors. I heard that there was like a global cap, like across all games, for like just like
I believe
1,000
there
people.
was. Yeah.
And I heard like basically all the spots went to ult. Like people, I think old players are just really hungry for competition because like they can't do it online. They some of them literally haven't competed in a year and a half, right? Like Light and Mars. So they're like, eager. Also, I think SmashCon, like VGBC, is closer with the old scene. So I assume the top players got kind of hit up. Versus I don't know if that was the case for.
No, I mean I did get hit up.
you did.
Yeah. So I saw the Hugo tweet about like Melee players or Smash players in general are leaning more towards content creation and streaming, and that's more lucrative, which is true. For me, that's not the reason. Like the glaring thing for me is like I'm still pretty cautious about
Because of your living
pandemic stuff.
situation.
It's hard to see the ramifications of each individual's story with COVID. Yeah, because it affects a lot of people who you affiliate yourself with. You have to take other people's comfort levels into account. Like, and that's what I have to remember. So for something like SmashCon, where it wasn't necessarily like super big, and it was like not the official. It's like Fall Fest or whatever. I guess it can be legit if a bunch of people go. I am leaning more towards like invitational style events for now. For other people, I'm not so sure why, because a lot of people did go to Riptide and Low Tide City. So I'm not sure about that. But I also think it's not bad to have tournaments like that where you see someone like Polish and Juicebox, who I think has been overdue for a good tournament for a long time. To see them in grand finals is pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, the glaring reason for me when Hugo made that tweet wasn't content creation or anything. It was more
Me too.
my mind is still on the pandemic. But maybe people feel like I know people have different approaches towards it. So yeah.
If I had anything to follow that up with, there are some people that looked at that event were concerned about Melee's health as a game and amidst, pandemic and everything, but then also NASB coming out and everything else. Do you feel any of those concerns are valid?
I do. Yeah, and that kind of worries me. And I hope invitational tournaments like the beginning of Smash World Tour or other stuff like Summit are enough for the rest of the year. Obviously, main stage is coming up, and I am thinking about going to that just for that reason in particular.
To help Melee.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I also have to I have to really think if it's the right decision for me. At the same time, it's like I'm telling myself like I'm not like afraid of competition and stuff, but like the longer you stay away, for me personally, like it's like
yeah, I agree.
So it does feel like it becomes a reality, and I do want to like sink my teeth back into it.
You got to rip the Band-Aid off in some.
Yeah, but I think I'm also learning to care less about like how the public might react to something like that. And the main concern is the longevity of Melee. Yeah,
of course. I think that's the case for a lot of people, and yeah, I don't know. I've seen a lot of takes about specifically why SmashCon was so light on the Melee side, and I mean I think there's a lot of reasons. Again, I also think that we have Slippy, and for me personally, I was like, dude, I just went to Riptide. Some people even went to Low Tide. Main stage is coming up, and I was just like, it's too much traveling and too short. I would, even if there was no pandemic, like I don't like to go to more than one or two.
Oh, regardless, yeah.
I just, dude, it I get so burned out on travel. Not even literally tournaments, but just travel. Just travel. I get so exhausted from.
That's understandable. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's probably that way for a lot, but it's an easy decision to make when I can sit at home and play Slippy. And that's it. It's an easy decision to make for a lot of Melee players when we have such good netcode. And there is some kind of larger conversation about like how do we convert everyone, because I mean there's at any given time there's so many people playing Slippy, and there's an interesting conversation about that, like how do we convert some of these Slippy players to like offline tournament attendees, because I definitely think that Ultimate has a factor where everyone's really just excited to be able to play the game again, like at all.
Yeah, because Melee had a year in 2020. We did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had a lot of very relevant.
The storyline.
Yeah. Ultimate did not have a year in 2020. They were dead. They were dead in 2020.
It was just short. I just wanted to say that. I mean, it really seems like you're taking the decision very seriously, and I just want to kind of remind you that whatever you decide, as long as you decide it with all of you and don't have any regrets about it, I think that's what's most important. Whether you go or not, do it with all of Zain, because I think that's what's going to really stick with people and yourself, more importantly.
I appreciate that. That's actually really good advice.
Thank you. I'm glad I could help.
And Polish will not be denied the title.
Yeah, Polish, the champion of Super SmashCon Fall Fest.
All right. So usually we end off air with like a mini game of some sort. So for this one, we're gonna do a little game of word association.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna say one word. I have 10 of these or 11 of these, and then the last two belong to Toph and Peepee. So you guys have the whole time while I'm asking rapid fire questions to think of your own. That Zain has 3 seconds or less to respond to. The first thing that comes to his mind. Favorite player?
Zain.
Plup.
How many more years will Melee last?
Wait, is only Zain doing
20.
this? Am I not doing it?
No, you're waiting until
just
it's Zain. It's just Zain.
Oh, okay.
I
Best
got so
career
confused. Beating Left and suck my dick.
Most underrated player.
Big wins. Why did I say that?
Best overrated player or most overrated player.
Vintage.
Goals.
What?
Your goals.
Goals best.
Where is Leffen ranked in the world?
3.
What is one thing that you would patch in or out of Melee?
Polling.
Your tournament soundtrack.
That's right.
Forgiveness by Maiden Heights.
And then fuck, marry, kill, bond, Wizzy fan, none.
Kill Bond, kill Wizzy fan, marry none.
Mark everyone.
There it is. Those are the 10.
Oh my god.
Congratulations, Zane. All right.
I did a David Blaine trick on my sister, but I don't know why it worked. I just like shook her hands and said, think of a number between 1 and 20. And then she like looked confused and I said 17. And she went, what the hell? And I was like, why did that work? I'm sure he does some kind of like, he like directs them there, but I didn't really do anything.
Maybe you
Zane-
did without realizing it.
Maybe,
Zane, your
maybe.
will was so strong.
Yeah. She was really startled.